Is the Big Ten race officially on? Purdue keeps losing games. We did the Purdue recap on the channel. You can go watch that. But we spent all offseason saying this isn't a race. This is Purdue and everybody else. They are the favorites. That's not changing even if they lose a couple games. Well, now they're 3-2 in Big Ten play at this point. That has them tied with Nebraska, who beat them. That has them tied with Indiana, who's horrible. That has them percentage-wise behind Illinois and Northwestern. They're a half game behind Minnesota. They're 2 games in the loss column behind Wisconsin, Carter. It's fair to ask at this point, is the Big Ten race officially up for grabs to teams that are not Purdue?
So up for grabs sounds a little bit too much. Like I think anybody can get it. I like the term the race is on. Like others are involved. Purdue had a big lead. Maybe their tire pressure's a little bit off on their motor vehicle, but they could easily get in the pit stop and run away with it. But the others are creeping up. And I think it's safe to say that the race is on. Look, you look at the standings right now, and Wisconsin, I believe they're undefeated, correct? In Big Ten play? 3-0?
Wisconsin's 3-0. They've played 2 less games than Purdue, but
which is crazy scheduling to me in the first place. But with that said, like Purdue at this point, I don't think that you would think that they lost 2 games. I think if you asked me before Big Ten play started, what would they look like at this date? I would say at worst, they lost 1 game. So them being 3-2 and how the other Big Ten teams are playing, I think it's safe to say that the race is on. Purdue is still the clear favorite. I still think Purdue wins the Big Ten regular season, but maybe it's by less games, or I don't know, maybe it takes longer to secure.
okay. So what teams can actually do that then? Because the one that I'm circling right now,
there are 2 teams, Wisconsin and Illinois. Those are the only 2.
but that's new because we've never given Wisconsin a serious shot at this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think look, man, they're 2 losses ahead right now. Yeah, they got to win some games. They got a big one tonight at Ohio State, but Wisconsin's a legitimately good team, and they play Purdue twice. Now, if Wisconsin splits with Purdue, all of a sudden, you're really holding a 2 game in the loss column advantage. That's meaningful. We said Purdue,
especially if they win tonight.
We said Purdue would only finish the year with 4 or 5 losses in the Big Ten Max. They're already 2 down. They still got to go at Illinois. They still got to go at Ohio State. They still got to go at Rutgers, the RAC, which has been a hall of horrors for them. At Indiana, where they lost last year. At Carver Hawkeyes, a tough place to play. At Wisconsin, Colson, they have a lot of road games left against teams that are better than Northwestern.
Yeah, 100%. Like the race is for sure on. I think it is. Will that now? My question to you is: the race being on, how does that affect Purdue mentally?
And we talked about that. I feel like enough. I think there's very serious, big picture things to worry about with the mentals with this team, and I think so do you, right?
But I think more so the demons as far as oh, this is the same as last year type thing. I don't think necessarily they're worried about not winning the Big Ten right now. I don't think they are. Okay. I think the race is on, but I think everybody in that building and on that team personally still thinks they're going to win the Big Ten this season.
And I think it would be probably right to say that, right? I don't know, they should feel that way because they are the best team. It's just they've put themselves in a spot where they are playing from behind, which is crazy,
Right.
It's crazy. Okay.
And they shouldn't be in my opinion, either.
March 2nd, so 1 week away from the end of the season. How many teams are within a game of Purdue?
0.
So you think they do end up pulling away?
By that day, yeah.
The most interesting part of this is that Purdue's last week of the season is at Illinois and home to Wisconsin. I want to go officially on record and say that both of those games will affect the outcome of the Big Ten championship. I think Purdue will
that'd be good for the Big Ten.
Purdue will get to a spot where if they win both, they are outright champions. If they lose one of them, they will split a championship with either Illinois or Wisconsin.
After those games, don't they have one more against Michigan State?
Oh, no, they got Michigan and Michigan State the week before.
Got you.
Yeah. You trying to work your Spartans into this somehow?
No, I don't know what I'm doing right now, to be honest with you.
All right, cookies have taken hold.